Alright, we're rebooting. Bruh. Alright, so I kind of got tired of like all of the dual cup rank stuff. Let me move some stuff around, make a little bit more room on my screen. All right, yeah. So I decided to make a little deck, some sushi, some of the sushi ship stuff, and I either win really good or I lose really bad. But either way, I think it's kind of fun. Oh fuck, can we win this one? Can we win this one? Or are we gonna be playing against another labyrinth deck? Because normally, if it's just like, oh, I'm playing labyrinth, it's like, all right, whatever, game over. All right. So we're in our draw phase. Bruh. Hell yeah. Putting that shit right into my hand. Alright, we could reveal one other, special summon this card. Bam, right there. Revealing that good shit. Okay, yeah, no, fuck you. Excuse me, how could I not chain Called by the Haunted with that? How? Like, I guess I'm a little too confused for that shit. I'm a little too confused for that shit. Yeah, just draw the card. I still, like, it still should have procced. It still should have procced. It's a quick play fucking spell card. What was that? Alright, now this one allows them to go into a synchro, right? Put them in your hand. Banish these cards for sub. Alright, so why? They're doing all this stuff. I have targets in the graveyard. Why can I not activate this? Like, they declared an attack. I couldn't respond. The fuck? Alright, well, I'm just going to let him have this one. I need to see if I can put in a report. Because something's not right. See, like, even with this right here, like, a monster is summoned, I should be able to activate this. Yeah, and we can't activate Regeki. These all have destruction protection, so that doesn't matter. All right, see, like right here, it's not even asking. There we go. There we go. How did this get turned off? Because, like, I know I don't like it when cards get procced all the time, but, like, that was an okay, never mind. Never mind. Never mind. I don't care. No, we're done. We're done. Alright, so for some reason our chaining toggles got fucked up. I don't know how that happened. And that means we gotta fix it. Absolute dog shit. But at least it's good to know that it's like, it's not something that's on their end. It's like something happened. Something happened on my end. I don't know how. I don't know why. But it did, and so we just got to like figure it out. And so like, why was that off? Auto. Okay, auto. Good. All right, let me go ahead and hit six of them. That one. Bibbidi bobbidi boat. Let's look at 6. And I need you. Alright, so we reveal one. Alright, what do we have? We already have Umi, so let's go for the eel. I don't know if they've actually updated this, but like the way that you have to like actually search for this stuff is, I would say kind of dog shit. And it was like making you like have to type stuff up, and if you like typed in anything wrong, it just wouldn't show, and that's kind of unnecessary. Because whenever you have this, it's like, hey, once per turn, reveal, place counter. If you do, reveal monster. Your opponent declares one Gunkin monster card name. There are only so many, and I know like some cards have it where it'll actually show you a lineup of the cards, kind of like how they show up like in your hand or something. Or whenever it like it just did for like the pot card, where it let us put it in order, like something like that. Yeah, there we go. Oh right, you can reveal one other, and then right there. Yes. Right there. Take a look at the top 3. Yeah, right there. Alright, so we have this one. 1 and 2. And we'll put it right there. We got our Dreadnought. We'll let the Dreadnought effect activate. Then we can go ahead and hit this one. Target. Make it a level 5. Add the normal monster. Boom. Alright, get it activated, get another draw in. Ah, that's right, because it does a, yeah, it doesn't let the thing. Alright. And I guess we're just gonna end phase. Oh, Noble Knights. Is it going to be like a pure Noble Knights? Or is it going to be like some kind of wild, just warrior variant? So what? Maybe just Infernoble Knights? I don't know. I don't know where we're going with this. I sold the farm. Add a warrior. What are we getting? What? It's like 2016, 17? Nah, yeah, 2017. Actually, I don't even remember if I have an iSold or not. Okay, so I actually like the Infernoble Knights. I really do. I like the Noble Knights more, but I also, like, I feel like they're more old school. So having like the Infernoble Knights, I think it's kind of like a cool little twist, but I don't know. It's like the crossover kind of thing where there's still Noble Knights. All that is a little bit wacky. And yeah, the combination that was a couple of the Infernoble Knights and the Makanko. That variant that you played against, that one also ran the power tool, like the level 9 power tool, right? Because it allowed them to do like the search for 3 equipped spell cards to put like on it, so it'd have like a few negates and shit. And I think that deck is also I think it is relatively good. It's designed, it's more combo heavy. I didn't play that variant because I played the more like drawn out variant where it's like, hey, if I can get Wind Dancer with like the Wind Dancing equip card on her, that's like a whole load of protection. No effects are actually being activated, so people can't respond to anything. And then I can just like kaiju stuff, just kaiju. Oh, my opponent summoning too much, Nibiru. I could do like little things like that, which I went the protection route instead of the combo route. Yeah, but I did like I like the originals more than I like these newer ones. I don't think the newer ones are bad. It's just I felt like the old ones were designed to feel more realistic fantasy kind of stuff. Knights in armor and shit. And then you're like, oh, it's like Merlin, and I understand where they're coming from, but then it's just like, motherfuckers are on fire. And then we have like things going on like it's an actual museum. I'm not saying it's bad, I just say it's a little weird. Now I want to see if they're going to make the Link 1. Because they're going to need a negate. There it is. Did he just... Okay. I mean, I'm sure he's going to want to attack for game. Wait, where's the negate effect? I could have swore this card has a fucking negate effect on it. Okay, so we have to read the... it's giving me the normal shit, not the actual shit. Once per turn, equip, activated. You can send equip spell card. Okay. Well, it's like I'm looking at this, I'm scrolling down, and it's not actually listing it. But he doesn't have the full effect on it anymore because it's not actually equipped. So I had to do the thingy. I had to do the thingy. Luckily, I'm not blind as a bat, so I could read the small text. I didn't have to press the card info. We a little Gucci gang. All right, there was a game I was playing yesterday, and I could have swore they were gonna go for DDR, and they never did, and I thought that was kind of wild. All right, that floodgate's not gonna do me any good, so let's go ahead and activate our Regact. Yay! Alright. Bruh. Alright, that's fine. Don't lose signal on me now. I only got 500 life points. Go ahead, get it done. Now I don't know how you feel about this, but there was a person who was complaining about there's not enough generic cards. Like everything is archetype based, and while I kind of agree, I'm also kind of against it. And I say that because it's like when, mostly because like we were looking at Promethean Princess for this past game. All the Infernoble Knight stuff, they do their thing. That's perfectly fine. But then you have Promethean Princess, and she is generic fire support. She is good. All of that hoopla. The issue is whenever you start making generic support, and that generic support ends up being too good. So if it can be put into anything, it is literally put into anything. Because I remember like whenever like Phantom Darkness, like that set came out, and archetypes weren't the rage. You know, there were very few archetypes that were actually playable. Like Cyber Dragon was like one of the very few that you could actually do anything with. Okay, that's fine. So like most of everything was generic. So it's like, oh, you have like a zombie deck. Oh, you have this, and you know, Telidad wasn't there yet because synchros weren't released. But you had Allure of Darkness, and so Allure of Darkness was just a really good draw to banish a dart. Awesome. And like there's like reasons why like cards like that ended up getting like limited, semi-limited, banned for a small period, like little cycles like that. And I feel like Promethean Princess is just another example of that kind of thing, where cards that are literally that good, normally, let's go ahead and hit them with that nib, normally don't need to be printed anymore because they're too splashable, and the more you splash them, the worse it gets. Do you think? Well, no, I don't think Well's going to get touched. I really don't. The normal spell is like the only card I think that will get hit for Snake Eyes. Where's it at? This card. I think this is the only card that's going to get hit. I really do. And I say it because it covers like two main purposes. It's like one, you send one other face-up card you control to the graveyard. So if there's a card that's like hurting you that you control, you can remove it. If you have just a dead card, you can remove it. Little things like that. So the cost is pretty negligible. You special summon one level one fire monster from your hand or deck. So while there are not a ton of options right now, that makes future proofing a little more difficult. So now you have to keep an eye on out, like, oh, we're developing a new archetype, or we're working with this or working with that. And it's like, okay, now we have to keep in mind the original Sinful Spoil Snake Eye will work with any and every level 1 fire monster that we make from now on. And that's just like the first little effect, so that's a play starter, and then you can like banish it to target a Snake Eyes or a Bell. So that's the engine portion of it. If you were to like, I would say if you limited this card, it would hurt the deck, but the deck is still very easily playable. But if you ban this card, that'll cut like Snake Eyes in half, and they won't be nowhere near as good as what they are now. But at the same time, you also kill the Bellstar engine. So any deck that does have like level 1 fire monsters, so like I was thinking about making like a TG kind of deck, and that TG deck would want this engine in it, so I can get out Salamander. And it's just like, hey, I got a face-up monster, get rid of the face-up monster, bring out Salamander, and I still have Debella. Debella's level 7. I can start Synchro Summoning because none of those effects lock me out of the ability to Synchro Summon. But if we got rid of that one spell card, then that just shuts the deck off. Or shuts the engine off, and then slows the Snake Eyes deck down. Because like they still have Dragon, and Dragon is still going to do them a lot of good. It's just one of the play starter cards that they have to get rid of. See, this is why you don't shotgun Max C. Don't shotgun Max C. I feel like they released Snake Eyes without any hits at all. Well, yeah, when you release an archetype, you don't hit anything. That's like the point. I would say I think they released all of Snake Eyes too early. Like, if they would have had it separated, because, like, so far, with all of the, get fucked. See, this is why you don't shotgun Max C. Oh, I'm going to activate it during the standby phase, so you can't respond to it. No! Hold on to it. Just hold on to it. That way you didn't have to waste it, because I knew I didn't have to special summon. Bruh. You got fucked. Okay, so with a lot of the other archetypes that were really big, like Tear Lament, Kashtira, when they were doing stuff like that, like they would like have like wave 1, wave 2, wave 1, wave 2, wave 1, wave 2. And this is normal. The TCG does it, the OCG does it, Master Duel does it. But whenever Snake Eyes came out, they pretty much handed you like 99% of the Snake Eyes archetype all into one pack. And if you could just get everything, then you already had the deck. There you go. The only other thing that somebody could kind of argue against would be like, oh, well, there's all the other fire support. Like, yeah, but that's generic fire support. That does not count. And it's because of that, like, they put everything out, like, at one time. So it's like, oh, we have, like, the Bellstar, and then we have, like, the main spell, the quick play spell for her, like, the Searcher for her, and then we got, like, all of the monsters. But if they had waited to release, like, the Poplar, and then, like, maybe, like, one other spell or something for, like, the second wave, then it'd be like, okay, well, the deck isn't super good when it immediately comes out, but people could still play it. And then once the second wave of support comes out, that's whenever it's going to be much bigger. People can have a better idea of what's going to get hit, what's not going to get hit. Especially since right now it's like in the TCG, the OCG, and Master Duel all at the same time in almost an even amount. Because like the OCG will get an archetype, and it might get hit over there first before the TCG even gets the entire archetype as a whole. And so by the time the TCG gets the whole archetype as a whole, maybe one or two cards will already be limited or something. But like no, it's just like Snake Eyes was everywhere all at once, like at the same time. It's just ridiculous. Yeah. Cash Tier wasn't released all at the same time. Exactly. Something else I think people need to keep in mind, especially with the way that a lot of I don't really keep up too much with the OCG other than whenever they get a ban list or something. So I can't say too much, but I will speak on the side of like the TCG and Master Duel. Um, People need to pay a little more attention on the kind of cards that they can main deck more constantly. Like right now, even though this deck is just bullshit. It's not good. It's just kind of fun. Because it's like I run like a few little floodgates, nothing, just enough to be a little spicy, a little crisp. But I run one copy of Twin Twisters to go along with my Harpy's Feather Duster. Because I've seen enough players who, like whenever I'd play against like a Labyrinth deck. Now I wasn't streaming last night. I was just kind of chilling last night with some duels. But I would play like a Labyrinth player, go first, set like a Twin Twisters, and then like they'll like go into their play because it's like I'll try to be like a little minimalistic. Oh god, is this a bot? This feels like a bot. Better not be a goddamn bot. But it's like they'll set like two cards, summon one monster. I might be able to ash that or something, and then before they even end their turn, I'll wipe their back row with the Twin Twisters, and they'll just quit because there's like nothing they can really do. They don't have like they literally ended their turn. They have no back row, and they didn't get any searches, so they couldn't do anything about it. And I think that's going to be something that we need to start paying a little more attention to when it comes to these archetypes. Now, Runic, I don't think is going to have this issue because I think that since they have so many of these, they have like additional little effects. I think they have one that does destroy back row, which I think might be fine for them. But once again, I don't think I'm going to be able to actually out this deck at all. Not with them banishing shit. Alright, well that sucks. It's not going to do me a lot of good, but I'm going to try it. I think I'm gonna hit him with a Regek first. See if they can get this effect to proc. No? Okay. Alright, so we got you. Alright, and then we're going to chain with that. Alright, and then we're going to get these two so we can get their field spell off. Alright, that's okay. That's okay. Alright, so what does this do? When an attack is declared involving this card in the extra monster zone, you can banish the top 2 cards of your opponent's deck. Neither player takes battle damage involving this card. If this card on the field is destroyed by a card effect, you can target one runic quick play to your graveyard, add it to your hand. Okay, let's see if we can get something going with this. Alright, we can get 2 of the material off. And then get that sent back into the deck. Detach 2, and then tell it to fuck right off. Alright, now that you're spent, we can go ahead and turn you into the Robo-Wasp. That'll give us an extra little 500 points. It cost us all of our resources minus 1 monster, but we managed to drop them all the way down to 0 resources and no field spell, and that's the big thing. We got rid of that fucking field spell. Hoorah. Matter of fact, yeah, 1. 1. That's their only copy. Let's see if they can get that shit back. Boom. Battle phase. Attack. Hit him again. Hit him again. Alright. Let's see if we can hit him one more time. I don't know what their face downs are. So let's see if we can get a little something in. And we got piercing in case they decide they want to special summon something in defense mode. Because it's like the less that we do, the less options they have to react to. The Tainted Dueler, what's going on? Alright, response. Doesn't matter. We got piercing in this bitch. Alright, so where are we at on our missions? Because I know those are always a hassle to get through. Alright. Picking up our 200. We didn't have... we got to do some traps, and we got to do some pendulum and link. Well, I ain't doing no damn pendulum. Okay, so we're over halfway for spells. Over halfway for our normal and specials. But look at this. We got to win. We got to win, and then we got to play. Oh, I'm just doing some dual cup stuff, just kind of milling about, doing minor grinds. I don't really have the gems or the dust to craft all of the best high tier decks or get everything to get them running properly, at least yet. So I'm just kind of milling about, getting some duels in, meeting my dailies, seeing if we can get all of the gems and tickets off of the dual cup event. Damn. All right. Let's see how much of a cash deck this really is. Okay, so cash Snake Eyes. Okay. This might be interesting. Honestly, I do like Snake Eyes. I don't know how you feel about it, but I do like Snake Eyes. I still need to do a better job learning it, but it is what it is. Hey, I understand. It like every new deck, it kind of took over the meta a little bit fast. Nah, we're not gonna hit him with the nib just yet. Not yet. Okay, now we're gonna hit him with the nib. Big rock. All right, which one are they gonna put? Are they gonna put the big? Yeah, okay, they're putting snake. Duh, snake. All right, so this one responds to if your opponent normal special summons. So we can go ahead and we can harpy that shit. Swing. What was the face down? Okay, called by. Awesome. Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I just want to know why the audio alert ooped twice. It should have only ooped once. So maybe this sound elements is getting a little whack. Okay, so they put those onto the field. That's why we held on to Regeki, because we were going to Regeki last. All right, go ahead. Get your add on. All right, and that's not a quick effect. Okay, yeah. So now we can drop them. Shazam! Alright, so we're going to activate red, show normal. There we go from red. Then we can go for you. There. Put those two down. You better believe it, Sushi. All right. Nah, I don't gotta worry about that one. I'll just take the draw. All right, so this it's like some of these floodgates, they just ain't gonna work. They just ain't gonna work. There. Attack position. All right, yeah. Now it doesn't just shut them off like completely, right? Because even if I did, like, what's that gonna do? They don't activate the effect from behind, so I guess I'll just activate it anyways. For the lulls and shit. Alright, battle phase. 2000. 29. We are 100 short. And me without the ability to burn. Okay, so we could go into that, but that's not going to do me any good, so I guess we're just going to set this and pass. We just got to find a way to get 100 points of damage in. 100 points. That's it, boys. Somebody give me that one spell card, Hiotama or whatever. That card was too good, so Kaiba banned it from the what was it? Diamond Dice City? Battle City. It was Battle City. That's what that shit was. Battle City. That's what it got banned. Yeah. Okay. I wish it was. I wish it went like a little bit crazier. I wish it went a little bit crazier. Like that. Fuck, I don't remember if it's the field spell or if it's the searcher. It's one of the two. But I could have swore that gives it like an extra, everything like an extra like 200 attack points or something. Or what was it? I think it gave attack points equal to defense points. It was something. If we had that, it would have been game. It would have been game. But nah, we drew goes in match. And I should have fucking said it too. Because they're playing cash. That's me being a dumbass. You get what you fucking deserve. Alright, I almost feel like that was unnecessary. Because he going to get a banish anyways. And that was already 3,000 attack. So, like, that could have been over. And then he could have declared an attack with this. And then banished that one. And then got... It is what it is. It is what it is. This monster is done. It's gonzo. It's finished. It no longer matters. I thought I'd also add, there is, I know there's like always pushback when it comes to, when, you know, you might hear people talk about like, oh, I miss the good old days, I miss this, I miss that. Especially when, like, as I know people like to call it like GOAT format and stuff, but you have to remember, whenever when you lived in that time period and you played in that time period, it wasn't called GOAT. Like, we didn't call it GOAT. It was just Yu-Gi-Oh, just like it is today. None of that really changed. But one of the things I think people miss about it is that you don't spend all of this time comboing off and doing like 1,000 different things. And I really do. I think that's the like the big caveat from like witnessing, because it's like, okay, we did really good. We knocked them down to 100 life points, and now we're just sitting here watching them go off. And then just do more and more and more and more. And like, we can't do anything. We can't really interact with it. And while that's just how the game plays now, it's that concept of now everything is so fast. And there are so many moving parts. When like back in the day, yeah, the game might have been slower because there was more turns. Each turn may have only taken like 4 seconds. Set back row, set monster pass. Oh, you flip the monster gets the effect. Okay, activate back row. Like, every interaction only took like a second. So like, they're doing like all of these plays, we wouldn't have had to worry about that. But that's just like, that was just how it was. But I think that's really what it is that causes that nostalgia, if you will. Like, back in my day, we didn't have to do all of this. Yeah, that's true. But at the same time, like, you didn't make sick-ass boards like I can. Yeah, I think like some of it is pretty good. I definitely don't have too many bones to throw at it and being upsetty spaghetti or anything like that. But I do like being able to play slower. And so whenever they had the event where it's like, hey, it's Legacy Duels, you get to play with all the old stuff in old formats, but you have to make everything that you don't have. Like we're not giving you access to all these forbidden cards that are no longer forbidden for this one event. No, you have to craft them yourself. I think that was the worst thing about that event. Otherwise, if I could have just been able to make decks with the cards that obviously this game doesn't want you to use, that would have been perfectly fine. And I would have eaten that shit up. I probably would have played for like 12 hours straight and would not have cared. I think some of that is like when it comes. Okay, so first I would say there's like the modding issue, because you can have like build a deck, and then you just have like a bot that runs your computer. So it's like, oh, okay, well, do this, do this, do this, and then if you get stuck, you just automatically surrender. That's just how some of that works. But it's like people who kind of get started and like. Obviously, you start at the bottom and you got to work your way up. You know, that's pretty basic shit, but it's just like getting caught into one of those duels where you're having to play against somebody who's doing rank climbing, and it's like, okay, yeah, we're in silver, bro. Like, you're sweating a bit hard for silver. Like, well, obviously they're not going to be stuck in silver, but having to duel against this person while in silver, they're sweating. They're sweating real hard. And that's a bit obnoxious, and no one wants to have to deal with that. But if they end up staying in silver, then that's going to definitely be a problem. Where it's like, listen, you're doing this on purpose. Like, get your shit going. Now, for like the Snake Eyes that we were playing against, obviously it's another combo-based deck, and all of those smaller monsters, they don't really do a lot of damage. But one thing I dislike, and if you ever see me play against a Labyrinth player, I'll just bitch and moan constantly about it. But if you can attack for game, just attack for game. Like, quit comboing off. Just attack. Get game. And that's like the difference between playing at a table with an actual person and then playing, obviously with, this computer, doing like the simulation stuff. And it's just like, I can't reach across the table and just bitch slap somebody. Because sometimes that's what you have to do, is like get their attention in such a way where it's like, hey, listen, you're kind of being a cunt, and I need you to stop being a cunt. All right. Now, some people can always say, well, you can just surrender. You can just surrender. There's the button right there. You can just do it. I'm like, yeah, you can, but did you know that if you just surrender, you don't actually get any rewards for it? It doesn't count as a match. It doesn't count as a game. It doesn't count as you participating in anything. You just surrendered. So sometimes it is better to just lose. So it's like, okay, we're playing in this event. If we have to get 50 duels, like we got to get 50 duels out of the way. If I just surrender, that duel that I tried participating in does not count anymore. And that's the issue. So whenever you're playing against somebody who's just comboing off over and over and over, and it's just like, bro, just attack and win. Like that's where that difference really comes into play. Yeah, I think we will go ahead and activate Max C. I don't know if they will want to do a lot of special summoning right here or now. But it's kind of a dead card, so we might be able to get something out of it. We might. Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember. Okay, so Tree, I'm gonna do a little bit of correction on your part and say it's also wasting other players' time in silver. You're wasting players' times in every rank, bro. Like, we're not here to just be like jerking off in the corner. Like, we're here to play, and you're kind of being an ass. Like, just win, just win. And I don't know if I'm pretty sure you were here. What's today? Sunday? I think it was Friday. And it's just like that one player who just wanted to be a cunt about it. And it's just like bro, I'm trying to attack you so I can lose. And you're making this more difficult. Like, you're literally making this more difficult. And then we just kind of like stalled him out. It's just like, bro. bro. You ain't gotta be like that, man. You ain't gotta don't do me dirty. Alright, so this shit is gonna tell me that I can't draw, and I'm gonna inflict half damage. And we didn't go first, so I don't really want to play this. And then it's gonna tell me that I'm gonna be I'm not gonna be drawing no cards. But fuck it, I think we're gonna hit it anyways. Right. Boom. Bro, okay. A win is a win. I'll take it. I'll straight take it. Although not wanting to do more combos when you already have enough attack power, no monster on the field. Yeah. Shit, there was a deck on Duel Links, and I loved it. I loved it so much. And I don't remember the character. I think it was Tyranno Hasselberry, who I always think was a pretty cool character. But they added this card to the game. They added this card. And the idea was you were to use this card and like the Paleoceliphic or whatever, like they were trap monsters that turned into normal monsters. And like you did this, and then it was just like, bam, you destroyed those monsters, and then you special summon a whole lot of level 4 lower dinos. And you ran all of the level 4 normal monsters, and it was ridiculous. How do you get this card? Is it just in that pack? Can I? All right, see, like where it says can't dismantle. I figured this would be like that as well. I click on it and there's nothing there. Dinos, bam. I just wanted to remove the text. I didn't want to remove the filter. Oh god damn. But yeah, I think this was in it. In the just in the game. I don't remember that being in the deck. But like it had like Sabersaurs. And I think it was just these two at the time. But yeah, and it's just like you just do a little bit of field wiping, and then you slap these little bastards down, and then you just attack for game, and I loved that shit. Okay, so Mega Zowler it's not a retrain, it's just it's Giga Zowler instead of Mega. But I do want like a new kind of sword arm of dragon. I think that'd be kind of cool. Go and get that cleared off. Click that to show the ones I ain't got. Yeah, I'm right here. So we got the Giganzowler or whatever. It's like just a bigger version. But I still want the sword armor dragon monster. I still want that shit. And why does this look like a fucking hippo with like a facial horn? What the fuck? All right, back into it. All right. The question is can we get a win? Can we get a win? Alright, so we're playing against Blackwing, and I've opened with Nibiru. We're looking good. The only problem is we also opened with Gozen Match, so that doesn't have anything for me. Fuck. Poverty deck, love that name. This person seems like they're cool. Do we have recommendations for a Jackpot 7 deck? Isn't like Jackpot 7 where you have to activate one, and then you have to like make sure that any other jackpots are all shuffled back into the deck, and then you have to like activate like each one at a time, and then you like win or something. I'm trying to remember because I didn't actually play Jackpot 7. we got? Yeah, let's go ahead and hit him with the nib. We're gonna hit him with the nib. Keep a little bit off of their field. Okay, are they going to draw two, or are they going to steal the monster and try to link them off? All right, they're drawn two. Okay. All right, my connection's going low, so give me a second. I want to try something. All right, I'm like at 600 megabit speed. Why is it trying to say I'm not got a good connection? I think it's full of shit. What? What? The fuck? Okay, basically, if it goes to the graveyard because of an opponent's card effect, it goes to the graveyard, then I banish. If I do, I draw 3 cards, I win. Alright, after we're done with this one, I'm going to take a look at it. I want to make sure I get the effect word for word correct. Because if we're needing our opponent to destroy it, or if it just has to be sent to the grave by the opponent, then I feel like that might be something that we'd want to put in a Dark World deck. Because if it can go from the hand to the graveyard, then that might actually work for us. Because we can put that one monster on our opponent's side of the field and then start going through our cycle. Yeah, we'll have to take a gander at that. All right. That shit's not going to do me no good. Drawing the second copy of that really did kind of hurt. Well, at least I know we'll get rid of the nib token. Alright. Now we just gotta wait for the loss. I wonder if there's anything else I can rant about. Matter of fact, if it's doing that business, I might be able to pull it up to another program. Yeah, well, I kind of knew that we were going to take that L whenever we drew the second copy, because I didn't have anything to actually search with it with. We're looking for Jackpot. Alright, Jackpot 7 reads, when this card is activated, shuffle this card from the field into the deck. When this card in your possession is sent to your graveyard by an opponent's card effect, banish this card. If 3 of your Jackpot 7s are currently banished and all were banished by this effect, you win the duel. So it just says in your possession, so that could mean that it's in your hand. On your hand, on your field, it doesn't really matter. So I would say that the trick would be to put your opponent in a situation where they have to cycle through a type of effect, and then hopefully it'll be in a way that you'll have like some possession or some control over, kind of like with the Dark World stuff where there's like, oh, this monster is now on your field, and because it's on your field, its effects are treated as your opponent. So whenever I do so and so, this will happen to me, and it'll be like it's happening because of you. Yeah. The only other thing I would think of would be kind of like what Tree says about having like harpies. It would have to be like a way where you could actually, yeah, you'd be able to like use Jackpot in your hand as long as your opponent destroys it, or sends it. As long as your opponent sends it to the graveyard, it's then banished, and then as long as all 3 are banished because of that, then you win. But if it doesn't get negated, it shuffles into the deck. Yeah, that would just be one of those things where it's like you activate it. There's another card that's kind of like that, where it's just like, it's like Mask of something. Yeah, right here. Mask of Remnant. When this card is activated, shuffle this card from the field into the deck. So like this is like if you were to activate it from your hand kind of thing, like that's what it would do. And so Jackpot 7 seems to be in the same camp, where if you just play it from your hand as a spell card, that's the effect that would go off. And then of course when this card is equipped, so like that would be like the secondary effect of it. Whenever Jackpot. God damn it. Yeah, so it's just when it's activated, shuffled, and then if it's in your possession, so that just means you own it. It's sent to the graveyard by opponent's card effect, banish it, and then there you go. Yeah, I would say it's either that or we'd have to like trick your opponent into doing something kind of ridiculous. So I don't know. Maybe you could actually play Jackpot 7 against a Labyrinth player. Just try to get as many of these in the hand as quickly as possible and wait for them to be like, let me just activate Epidemic Eradicating Virus and pick spell. And then they would all go to the graveyard because of your opponent. They would trigger, banish themselves. No, I don't think you could Ash a Jackpot, because Jackpot is going into the deck, not coming out of the deck. And Ash is coming out of the deck, because it'd be card from deck to hand, deck to special summon, or from deck to graveyard. So putting yeah, you wouldn't be able to Ash a Jackpot. I do think, however, you could use the Ghost Bell. Now that would be if the Ghost Bell, if you send it to the graveyard and then it triggers in the graveyard to banish itself, then you could hit that, because it's like banishes a card from the graveyard would be an effect. It's its own effect, but you could Ghost Bell it. You could Ghost Bell it, but you couldn't Ash it. Yeah, so I would say like the big thing right now would be finding if you wanted to make a deck that won because of Jackpot 7, you would have to try to find a way to dig as many Jackpot 7s out of your deck as possible. And then if you can get them out of your deck, then it would be getting your opponent to get rid of them. And you could always do something like that by, I guess you could like use exchange, like the spell card, and then give them something. Because like, I actually do run Harpy's Feather Duster, which I think is hilarious because I would be the one person who would absolutely get fucking bodied by Jackpot 7 if I witness you putting 3 down and I don't even know it. And I'll first turn Harpy and I'll shotgun that shit. That's fine. And then get completely fucking bodied. That would be me. So yeah, that would work. I would definitely end up getting OTK'd by a Jackpot 7 deck. Let's see here. There's a trap card that when your opponent declares an attack, you can activate it, and it destroys all spell and trap cards on the field. I don't remember what it was called as much as I remember what the artwork kind of looked like. And it looked like how polymerization has that spiral effect to it. It was kind of like that, only with more wind and a little bit more depth into the art. Yeah, it wasn't as flat. So normal trap card. Man, y'all got me fucked up. I be thinking about stuff that I don't even need to be thinking about. All right. Let's activate this quirked up white boy. Alright, first we're going to hit him with a pot. I'm actually okay with that. It does suck. But I can still hit him with this. All right. What are we doing? Got a little bit of thinking. We're gonna set that right there. Get some damage in. All right, and then we're gonna pass. All right, so I did a quick little look, and there's 1,238 normal trap cards in the game at the moment, and that does include banned cards. So I'm trying to do that while my opponent thinks about what they're going to be doing to me. Maybe they'll go off and try to do some shenanigans. Maybe we'll nib them. Ooh, okay. What is an underrated archetype no one uses? Alright, so what if it... Okay, so let me ask you this, Tainted Dueler. How far do we want to take that as defining it as no one uses? Because one of the things that I immediately thought of was Crawler. Now, granted, I like Crawler. And I know there are like a few cards that like Crawler does use. There are a few Crawler cards that do get used. But I would say that just because like a few archetypes might use like one or two of the cards, that doesn't mean that the archetype itself is actually being used. Um, so like I would say like there's kind of like a little mixture between that and then like just an archetype that doesn't have any cards used at it at all. And I want to get on that. All right, like so for the full archetype, okay. Yeah, I would say definitely crawlers. Please make Levian. Please make the one that does the shuffle so I can nib the fuck out of this. That would be beautiful. Please and thank you. Crawlers, Crusadia. Those I feel are a bit more recent, even though it's like 7 years. Like that was like 7 years ago, but it still feels kind of recent. I think Morphotronics as a whole. I know they when they released like some of the second wave support for Morphotronics. Oh shit, that's really all they did. I kind of expected them to go into one more. Morphotronics kind of like they started out. No one touched them. No one cared. It didn't really matter if you could machine dupe anything. And then like they released the second wave support. And so there was like a few cards that could get used, but you don't ever see like an actual Morphotronic deck outside of like a YouTube video or something where it's like, hey, I can OTK with Morphotronics, blah, 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 little shit like that. Alright, at least we're going to end the game hitting them with a Regek. Right. I don't have a follow-up play. I'll set this and pass. Summon Skull, I think, would be kind of... I know it's not like an archetype, but there's a lot of, like, Summon Skull, like, specific things, and, like, that's something that you don't ever really get to see. They released, like, a new, air quote, Summon Skull that's for that Sarcophagus of Light archetype. That's supposed to be, like, the Yu-Gi-Oh kind of stuff, and like I think that's fine. Like I like those cards. I like the way they look. I like the way they run. But I would say like Summon Skull might hit that. Oh, I did see the new Exodia support. That stuff is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Alright, Time Thief. Time Thief is another archetype that I don't ever see played. I only see, like, Redoer splashed in because it's a generic rank 4 monster that people can make. And Fortune Ladies. Fortune Ladies. The only time I've seen anything Fortune Lady-wise was back in, like, 2000 and, I think, 13, 14? And that was only because the Fire Dragon Ruler and the Water Dragon Ruler were at 1. And the Water Fortune Lady could let you draw 2 cards. So it was literally like a spam rank 7 kind of deck where you could use the 2 Dragon Rulers alongside with the Water and Fire Fortune Ladies. And that was really about it. And then they added Fortune Ladies to Duel Links when they added the 5D stuff. And then they gave Carly the effects, or the Bad Girl Carly. They gave Bad Girl Carly the effect to do some level manipulation without an actual card. And so that's the only time I've ever seen Fortune Ladies ever get touched since their release, like ever. So yeah, Fortune Ladies. And granted, I love Fortune Ladies, and I think Carly is best girl. She is probably my favorite female protagonist in all of the shows. All right, so let's go check. Let's check our dailies. See what else we got. I want to pick up a few packs. I want to pick up a few packs. I'm hoping that the Millennium support or whatever, however they're actually going to call it, because I think it is just going to be called Millennium. But I do hope that they have like a second wave of Millennium, which is like at least a couple more monsters that do some interesting effects. Because I think the shield, the Sinjoju or whatever, the level 7 one, and then the Golem are the only ones that are actually support the deck forward wise, while the two lower level ones are like, I guess, meant to be some kind of like sustaining, and like sustaining doesn't do you a lot of good if you can't like use it immediately. And so I think we need just a tiny bit more support, like maybe 2 more monsters and another spell. And the spell I don't even think has to be that good. All right. Am I gonna get lucky? We got 1 rainbow and we got 3 gold. Trash. All right. What are we getting? What are we getting? All right, we got 2 shakes. Rising Dragon, I'm for it. And a second copy of our XYZ Bibu. Ooh, can this be something good that we don't have that I could definitely use? Please, please? Fuck! Like, come on, man. That's our 3rd copy. I will never use, like, more than 2. Like, ever. Alright, we got a boost. I don't even know what that boost thing even is. Alright, shenanigans. Bro, I know that we got like 2 ultra rares, but if your 2 ultra rares are not good, then that's not helping you out any. So come on, give me something good. No, and that's our 4th fucking copy. Listen, I would rather get an ultra rare that I don't have than an ultra rare that I just have to turn into dust. All right, this pack is probably going to be our last hope. We got one glowing. All right, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. We've already gotten some Earthbound stuff, so this might not be as bad. Last one. All right, last Federal Agent. Right there. What are we getting? All right, cool. We don't have her. I'll take her. This is trash. Look at that. 3 fucking copies of the same card when we already have one. Unnecessary. Unfucking necessary. That means it's getting turned to dust. And I don't even know, like, are Earthbound decks even running this card? Because I don't think they are. A Royal Ultra Rare Scarred Red. Okay, cool. Well, bam. At least I already have one. At least I already have one. So that's good for me. I do have one. But the problem is, it's like, okay, Crimson Gaia. It's a card you gotta have 3 of. Fucking ultra rare. There you go. Hooray! Trash. And I don't have enough ultra rare dust for it to be worth anything. I'll get back in there, little bastard. I got burn through some tickets. We got 36 tickets. I'm gonna go ahead and hit some of these tickets just to get them out of the way. All right. All right, so yeah, you're right. The scam is crazy. Okay, so because Tainted Dueler is new here, I thought I would share with him that I am an OG player, like from day one of it hitting the Western Front, and I love normal monsters because between normal monsters and then those old video games, just the whole text thing, just the description, because it's like Magic the Gathering, yeah, day one. Magic the Gathering will have like flavor text and stuff on it, and whenever Yu-Gi-Oh hit the United States, I knew of the video games, I knew of the cards, I knew of the show because I'd seen them in magazines and stuff, so I was super hyped. And it's just, I love the lethal Idra of Destruction that wields two well-honed blades. It's 1450 and it's a level 5. Like, bro, Sword Slasher, get fucked, mate. Queen Bird, which I believe came out in the third TCG set of Magic Ruler before it was changed to Spell Ruler because they were worried about lawsuits from Wizards of the Coast. This monster attacks using its huge beak. What about its wings? What about its talons? Nope, just the beak. 12. I love this shit. It's great. So whenever Konami was like, all right, well, we're going to be like releasing the old video games in like a little collection that you can get, like, if they're priced, like if I don't have to like shove out like $60 for all of them, I do want to get them and I do want to play them. I'll definitely play them here on stream. But it's just like goofy little monsters like bro, like this right here, this 1400 attack monster, no effect. Our spell cards give us like 200 life points. This shit, Mon Larvis, it's a godsend. If you're not running 3 of this, then you're not even playing. It's like that kind of level stuff, and it's ridiculous, and I love it. It's great. I love the normal monsters. I love their ridiculous text. All data crushed by this Network Warriors hammer is irretrievably compressed. It's a hammer joke. It's fine. It's fine. But yes, I am a day one player. I never stopped. Ooh, give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. There's like a dog that I gotta like deal with from time to time, and it's not a very nice dog. But you know, like I just gotta, you know, sometimes you just gotta hunker down and let it pass. All right, Tainted. So you made a comment about I wish there was a way to test cards not owned, like in a private game. The closest thing I could tell you, and I told this to Every, and I told this to Tree. I don't know if Tree ever got it, but I know Every did. Now, there's a program called Yu-Gi-Oh Pro, Project Ignis, and it's like a duel simulator. It's all automated and everything. It's completely free. You can join their Discord. It gives you access to everything, so you don't have to buy stuff. You can just make decks. You can like test against AIs. You can test, just do like normal test hands. It gives you a little bit more flexibility compared to like the way that Master Duel works or anything like that. I think right now it doesn't have a Master Duel ban list that you can actually implement. So like you would have to pay attention to the ban list that's actually like current for Master Duel, if that's the ones that you're wanting to test, and then kind of like practice your combos that way. I think that might help you out. It is something that I like to do, especially because they do update it with new cards. Like every time a new card gets announced, art comes out for it, they always update. And with Gimmick Puppets getting like a whole bunch of new support and everybody kind of losing their minds over it, like a lot of the times whenever you watch a YouTube video of people like playing Gimmick Puppets or something, that's what it's going to be based off of. That, and then I think it's like Duel Book, but I don't use Duel Book. It's not automated, so you have to do everything yourself, and it is PvP. So if you're playing against somebody who's just not reading, not paying attention, not doing anything appropriate for the game, you know, you'll never know how it's going to turn out, but that's going to be between you and them. So I just thought I would go ahead and share those details with you. Now, previously, I said I was a day one player. I am a day one player. Now, that doesn't mean I went to like tournaments or to game shops and then just like duel people. It means that I was buying product and building decks and playing against people just in general. So you're not going to be able to go, hey, well, did you play at this location during this year when they did this one particular beatdown deck? Blah, blah, blah. Like, no. Unfortunately, because of the area I lived in, I couldn't, or there really wasn't. So it's just like, okay, well, we're not going to drive for 3 hours just to go to a game shop and play a tournament. Like, that was just something that, it was something that wasn't like directly reasonable. It's a little sad, but it's true. I also played a ton of other card games. And because I played all those other card games, like I got stories from like here and there. So I got all kinds of stuff that I could share with y'all if y'all were ever interested. Alright, so let's go ahead and hit this. Reveal. And then we're going to show. So let's show the eel. Alright, and it's gonna allow them to do a thing, so they get to choose whether or not. Thanks, I'm trying to build a deck right now and not wasting gems. Yeah, agreed. Agreed. Unfortunately, the issue I have is I'm a collector, so I like collecting at least one of everything. So there's tons of cards that I will have that I will never end up using, and they will just sit there, and I won't turn them into dust for crafting other cards. Because I've gotten used to, because it's like, because I was there from day one, I got so used to just like random cards becoming like meta relevant or actual good tech or pretty much anything you could pull out of your ass for some reason. And it'd be like, okay, well, luckily I already have 3 copies of its original first edition print sitting right over here because I just kept them instead of getting rid of them. And it's the same thing for Master Duel. It's just there's it's more difficult to get common prints or reprints or anything like that. So I understand. I understand. I understand. Do the real life competition does take place smell bad with the people? Some do. Some do. Some do. They really do.
Um, I would say it's not the venue overall. It's just like you're going to run into like one person, and that one person is going to smell like super rank. But normally, okay, I have a feeling that they ran into the same issue that I ran into the first time I played against this damn card. And they probably couldn't figure it out, and they probably rage quit, and I feel bad for Geeky Gengar. I feel bad for you. Sorry about that, bro. What'll happen is a lot of the times people are too nice, and they don't want to, like, target one individual and be like, hey, listen, bro, you smell absolutely horrible. Get the fuck out. Like, people end up being too nice and not wanting to do that, and I think that was kind of the catalyst for the problem. Now, this is the same thing between Pokemon, Magic. I don't think I actually went to any competitions for any of the other games I played. I think there was like Duel Masters, but that wasn't really a competition. That was just us fucking around. But yeah, so it's just like one person kind of, it's like one bad apple spoils the bunch kind of thing. And so instead of calling that one particular person out and then like getting onto them, it just, that became like the meme where it's just like the whole thing is always stinky. Now, granted, you can normally spot the person from a distance before you smell them. And they're either going to be like monstrously fat. And I say that, like, I think of like Boogie, the old school YouTuber. You can kind of tell like his, like the way that he looks. You can tell that there's a chance. More often than not, he's probably going to smell. Now, how bad he smells is going to be the question. Because I've ran into him where it's like, hey, I know that I kind of stink, so like I make sure I clean up, but then I use too much like deodorant, like spray deodorant, not like bar deodorant or something. It's like when somebody uses like too much Axe, like high school kids or something. It's just like, all right, listen, you don't smell bad, but your cologne is too strong. And that's just as off-putting. So like we just gotta air you out a little bit, and then you'll be like perfectly fine. And then there'll be like the people who they're very disheveled, like their clothes are dirty, their hair's dirty. You can tell that this person doesn't actually take care of themselves. So they probably don't eat that well. Their cards are like all kinds of fucked up. They might not be like sleeved. It's just like you kind of feel bad for them because it's like they visually represent somebody on hard times, but then they're trying to play the game because they're trying to have some kind of fun. But like those kinds of people end up stinking as well, and I kind of feel more bad for them compared to like the people who are like, I'm just fat and lazy and I just don't do it. It's like, bro, like you're BO, like you sit in your room and it's not irrigated, and you get used to the way you smell, so you don't realize you smell. And then other people smell you, and you smell bad. But I would say most of that's kind of ended. Like, I haven't had to deal with that in several years. I mean, it also helps that I don't have any flesh on me, so I can't really smell, but it also helps the fact that I don't hear other people complain about it as much either. And the people I do hear complain are just, like, internet people. So it's like I wasn't there to actually like witness people be like, yeah, that guy stinks. It's just like, oh yeah, I went to my regionals and there was a guy and he smelled really bad. Like, all right, yeah, that's cool and all, but like proof or it didn't happen. It's not really a big subject, but like, okay. Okay, I don't think this one's gonna be as bad, but we do have Rivalry of Warlords, and that's not gonna help. Which kind of had goes in match. Fuck your mom. My God, it's been an hour? Okay. More specifically, it's been an hour since the Tainted Dueler decided to follow, and I got like the thing that's just kind of like telling me. So it just stands out, so it's like, oh, damn. All right. It be what it be, and it do what it do, and it is what it is. Alright, so are they going to make Baron, or are they going to make the other one? Because I don't know if they're going to make Baron or not. Baron's kind of like a go-to, but some of these kids ain't got the dust for it. Oh, there it is. In phase, so we have a negate and a monster negate that we got to deal with, and we ain't got a damn thing. Okay. Alright, I expect this is the one that's going to get negated. Yep, there it is. Fucking Baron. Alright, so, Tainted, I just thought I'd let you know because you're newer here. I hate cards that are Omni Negates and fucking generic. So, the fact that this needs a tuner and a non-tuner, and that's it, it gets a negate and a destruction effect. I honestly hate Baron. I understand how good it is. I put respect on the name, but I still fucking hate it. Is that a spellcaster? Yeah, that's a spellcaster. You know what? It's a good thing we have Rivalry of Warlords. Alright, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. Bruh. Alright, let's see what can we make. They already used their monster negate. So let's go ahead and hit them with the 1-2 Fangle Dangle. I'm going against Soul Sword and getting trashed on. Yeah. Now, granted, the Sword Soul archetype I don't really have a problem with. I just think that there's too many cards that are easily abused. And I prefer to have proper balance, and a lot of time this fucking game doesn't have it. That's right. Use that negate. Awesome. Battle phase. Right there. Excuse me. Shouldn't I be able to stack? Nope, because it says I can't use it as material, doesn't it? Yep, it says I can't do it the turn I use it. Alright. Okay. Well, that effect's been used. And that's been used. And we're going to hit them with this in the standby phase. Fuck. Alright, we'll enjoy that. Alright, so the question is are they going to keep Warrior? Yep, that's what it is. Okay, so what you just saw was them search Protus. That card is banned in the TCG for good reason, and I wish I knew who actually created it so I could smash their head in with a hammer. Because it's the same. It's kind of the same problem that we have with Colossus. Is that at no point in time should you have a floodgate that can protect itself for any reason. What is this doing? What is this doing? Alright, it's just going to special summon. Alright, special summon. Okay, so the reason that the OCG and the TCG have two separate ban lists are because of the way that the cards come out. So, like, OCG will always receive cards before the TCG. So what will end up happening is that, like, a set will come out. The OCG players, you know, over in Japan, they'll be able to make decks, do all kinds of stuff before the TCG players, so like just, you know, the states or whatever, before they get their business. And then by the time the states get their business, the OCG will get like a second wave of support or some other cards, so things towards that nature. All right, we're gonna get rid of you. 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, no. We're gonna keep Tornado Boy. We're gonna keep Tornado Boy. We'll go with that. All right, let's take a gant. Okay. Back. And then there are also cards that like the OCG will receive normally like in special packs or I say special packs. It might be like a here's a pack that is going to be exclusive for the OCG, and then the TCG in our packs normally there would be like the standard 80 cards, and then there'll be like an extra 20 cards at the end of it, which will be like TGC exclusives, or there'll be first time prints of previously exclusive OCG cards. So if you were to look like a Kaiju, Tistrina, Warrock, like those are the ones that I just remember offhand. But those were all released as TGC exclusives, and then after a period of time, the OCG would get them. And so because of those kinds of cards that are being like exclusive for a demographic, then that demographic's ban list will change based off of how the game plays. So if there's like really big problem monsters that always seem to hit the field that no one can ever deal with, but now that we have kaijus, well, maybe those monsters won't get hit as quickly compared to like the OCG, which didn't have kaijus, so they would get hit quickly. Little thing, it'd be stuff like that. And it's pretty rare that Konami would kind of ban or limit. Normally it'll be limiting, but to hit cards before they're actually released in the TCG. I think it's only happened once, but I don't even remember the card that it was. Like, that's just like how rare it is in general. Oh no, we got defeated. Alright, back into the fray. Alright, so, like, surprisingly, this would have been a great going first hand. Hey, we're playing against Red Dragon Archfiends. That would have been a good Ash. Alright, so we're not playing against Red Dragon Archfiends. We're playing against a fucking mishmash combo wombo, a fucking labyrinth. You know what? At least it's not a pure labyrinth. It's not as... I'm not even gonna call it toxic. It's just dumb. At a certain point, you're just gonna get tired of it. But the fact that they mixed in labyrinth with the Red Dragon Archfiend stuff, I mean, it's they're fiends. They're fiends, so they kind of stick out a little bit. But they don't lock you out of extra deck plays, don't they? Yeah, I don't think they actually lock you out of extra deck plays. Yeah, I think we're gonna hit it. Yeah, go ahead and fuck that stove. I wonder if that's the only reason why they're playing Fiendish Golem. It's just because it's like the trap. It makes me wonder if... God damn it. They not run anything, like, different? All right. So, like, okay, Tainted. Here's going to be, like, a perfect example right here of people who play Yu-Gi-Oh! Who I'm pretty sure this is... I'm gonna say this is more accurate than I like. There are those who can read but can't do math, and those who can do math but can't read. And so, for Labyrinth players, they normally can't do math. They right now they have on board 9,100 points of damage. I've ended my turn. I'm not going to activate this card. I'm not going to activate it just yet. If they go and they start comboing off, I'm activating it. Once I activate it, they're going to chain with Red Hot Dragon Archfiend and negate it. That means that all of the cards that I have are going to be pretty much on display. You know, it's very clear, very, very visible for them to see, know, do, and understand. Now they started acting up, so I'm activating it. There is at no point a question what I have. All right, they responded just like I said they would. All right, now all they got to do is switch this monster to attack and attack. That's it. All right, so this player is probably pretty cool. Now the reason why I said it the way I said it is because if there's a face down card, you don't know what your opponent's face down card is, so you need to take a little bit of precaution for it. So the point is if they started comboing off, which is like the start of getting Bone Archfiend, like that's it. That's the beginning. You're starting to make plays. You're actually doing stuff, and so they set up their graveyard. That's what the transaction rollback was. They were setting up their graveyard. They got a monster on board. They're going to start making plays. I activate my face down card, so it's no longer like a question on what it is. Now they know. They choose to negate it to prevent me from being able to do anything else. And then at that point, if they kept comboing off, we know that they were a cunt. But because there's no more question of what I have and that the field was open for them to attack for game, then they went for it. So I would say this person is, other than maybe their name's a little bit whack because I don't know what these first two kanjis are, then maybe. But that one was way better than a lot of Labyrinth duels I end up having to play. Alright, let's see if we can go first and not get max seed. Are we getting disconnected? I feel, oh, nope, okay, it let it through. It let it through. Okay. Unexpected die. Put our little sushi boy out. Oh, motherfucker. I forgot the uni was level 5. I thought it was the eel one. I keep getting those two mixed up. No, it's the eel and the roe. Those are the ones that can reveal another one to special summon themselves, right? No, it's that one's the one special summons itself. What the fuck? Okay. What the hell? Alright, so are we just playing against like normal Cyber Dark, or is this like a Cyber Dark variant? Because I know people were playing some of the Cyber Dark cards with Exo Sisters just so they could have a couple of level 4 extenders. Nope. Alright, we're just dealing with fucking machines. At least I like Cyber Dragon. Cyber Dragon gets tons of support, but none of the support ever seems to be good. Okay, air quote, good as in making it meta-relevant in the slightest. Like, Cyber Dragon isn't even at a normal rogue standard status. And I think it's a little bit unfair because of how cool the archetype is in general. Alright. Alright, they going straight for us. End? No, okay, Rampage. Ooh! Ooh, we about to... Okay. Nah, let it. I don't even have to worry about it. Let it. Ooh, we about to get... We're gonna get bodied. If you ever do want to play Cyber Dragons in any kind of capacity, Power Bond into Rampage is like the best Power Bond usage because of all the fusion monsters that you could use, like the fusion monsters for Cyber Dragon that you could Power Bond into, going from a 21 straight into a 42 pretty much allows you to attack over just about anything, and then getting 3 attacks in makes it better than going into like a Cyber Twin or a Cyber End. Alright, let's try going first again. Are we gonna get some luck? Fucking buffoons. Alright. Alright, let's go ahead and get it activated. Let's get it activated. Fuck. It procs for everybody else, but for me. Okay, now what kind of shenanigans are this? Alright, what are we discarding? Are we discarding you? Yeah, get fucked. Yeah, we're gonna hit this one as well. Alright, so what's the point of playing Black Garden then? Okay, bibbity bobbity boo. Alright, go ahead and normal summon this. And then activate that. I'm gonna go ahead and put the flavored rice. Huh. I guess we can go into Phoenix. Alright, let Phoenix trigger. Get rid of you. We're gonna hit that other face down card. All right, banned on which format? Are we talking about OCG, TCG, or Master Duel? Because I think that kind of I think that makes it semi-important. Plus, I kind of know what my options are. All right, in Master Duel. Okay. Okay, so I want to know why. Why can I not? Why can I not make White Woman? I'm going to have to think about it. I'm going to have to think about which one I would pick to unban. But why? Why can I not make this? I go here, special summon, I only get these two options. Why? Effect monsters? Okay. Understandable. I know this doesn't really matter. It's not really benefiting anything. I'm getting out of the way so my opponent doesn't have to like worry about it. I don't have to worry about chaining anything. It's just gonna be gone. Because I'm hoping that my opponent will be able to do math and then be able to finish this game off because I'm tired of fucking with it. And I hate Labyrinth players. So I hope all of the bad things in the world happen to them. Every stick with Red Dragon Archfiend. The deck is way cooler and deserves way more love. All right, there we go. There we go. Come on. All right, what's this one's additional effect? Okay. Can't target and attacks directly. All right, that's fine. All right, now let's see if they're smart enough to recognize. Okay, okay. Oh shit! Done. Thank God. Okay, so looking at forbidden cards that should be unforbidden. Right there. Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. It is forbidden in both the OCG and in Master Duel, and that is only because the Japanese have a form of autism that for some reason makes them super terrified of this one particular card, while we very clearly have it at 3 copies in the TCG, and it doesn't do a damn thing. Now, granted, I love this card. I think it's great. I do think it is great. Another card, because we're feeling feisty, Cyberjar. For the same reason, we have it in the TCG. It is a flip monster. It destroys all monsters on the field. There are now tons of monsters that want to be destroyed. So you can put this in those kinds of decks. You can have. Matter of fact, I don't think you can. I don't think you can Ash this ability. Yeah, I don't think you can actually Ash this. I don't know, maybe. The wording is a little bit weird because it doesn't say excavate; it just says reveal. Then you never know if it's going to touch the field or touch the hand or whatever. But yeah, I guess that doesn't really matter. But yeah, Cyberjar. Flip monsters are relatively slow. You know, I can understand Snatch Steal. Yeah, because the thing is, it's like the real reason why Snatch Steal keeps getting like shoveled back and forth is because it's an equip card. And if it wasn't an equip card, then it probably wouldn't be banned right now. That's the big thing, is because you have Change of Heart, which is back. You have Brain Control, Mind Control. Like, there's tons of cards that allow you to steal your opponent's monster. But the fact that it's an equip card means that there's way more support for it just in general. It's the same kind of issue with Premature Burial. Premature Burial is super good. It's only 800 life points, and it's roughly a Monster Reborn. And it's searchable. What's that one Frankenstein? That card was crazy when it wasn't banned in Master Duel, then it got banned. Are you talking about Cyberstein? It's mostly like it's like a mix between like FTK and OTK. It's a little shit like that because it's like players have treated life points as just another resource, and as long as your life points don't hit 0, you don't lose. That's the big thing. You don't lose. So if you have the 5,000 to pay it. Get a fusion monster from your extra deck in attack position. There were tons of different uses for this. Matter of fact, in the TCG, we didn't have this card for years. And if you played any of the video games, more specifically like the Game Boy Advance games, you could actually get this card because they were all based off of the OCG. And so you could get this card and use it to bring out the Blue Eyes like Ultimate Dragon, because like that was kind of like the big staple back then. And that was kind of busted, especially when you're playing against a computer and the computer doesn't know any better. Now, I would say one of the things is it's not so much what cards need to be unbanned, it's like what cards need to be properly errataed in such a way that make them actually playable without being without them being like completely fucking nerfed into oblivion and back. Because like you could have like let's take for example. Oh, right here. We can go with Magical Scientist. Perfect. Pay 1,000 life points to special summon 1 level 6 or lower fusion monster from your extra deck in face of attack or defense. A fusion monster cannot attack your opponent's life points directly and is returned to your extra deck at the end of the turn. All you got to do is put a once per turn on this bitch. A once per turn, pay 1,000 life points. You can only use the effect of Magical Scientist once per turn. Like that kind of shit. So now you got to spend resources to get it onto the field, and you can only use the effect one time. Is the effect still good? Absolutely. Can you still do a whole bunch of shenanigans with it? Yes. Will people try to abuse it? Of course they will. But there's already a ton of fucking cards that do something similar or worse, and they have a once per turn on them, and that's the difference. That is like the difference. And the OCG is also terrified of burn. They are terrified of burn so much. So it's like this card got preemptively hit. Because it was like, okay, you know, Synchro Summon, place spell counters on it, remove spell counters from the field, do burn. And this card existed for years. I believe I actually played this during the Synchro Cat era. Because it was like right when Teledad started getting a hit on the ban list. And so people started like changing stuff up, and then we got our hands on Summoner Monk in an extra deck, in a starter. It was a starter deck, and then people started being able to like build stuff, and it's just like, okay, well, we can synchro for level 7 really easily, but we still need to be able to make level 6s and level 8s so we can have some options. And Tempest Magician was like, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad because the thing is like, the idea for the deck at the time was you wanted to prevent your opponent from being able to play or set spell or trap cards like in general, like none of that. And so you could actually get like Tempest Magician on the field after you had played Cold Wave, and then any other spells or traps that you had in your hand that you were just like dead, you could use for this, and then go for burn and try to get game. And that stuck around for a little while, but you know, it wasn't meta relevant. And then they finally decided to hit it, and it's kind of the same reason why. Where you at? Mass Driver, burn. Tribute 2 monsters, burn. This was this was part of that cycle. Cold Wave with Mystical Red panel, does that still work? No, Cold Wave works on both players, so you can't Mystical Ref panel it, because Mystical Ref panel only works on cards that target one player. If it affects both players, then you can't actually hit it. This card right here, Butterfly Dagger Elma. The equipped monster gains 300 attack. No one gives a fuck about that. They only care about this card being destroyed and sent to the graveyard and returning. Do it once per turn. It returns to your hand once per turn. The card still does its fucking job, and it can't be abused. Easy peasy. Okay, so Butterfly Dagger Elma was part of an Exodia combo, and you could even do it with anything, like with the lady, the Tempest Magician. You could even do it with Tempest Magician, because if you activate it, it counts as activating a spell card. And when it's activated, you'd put spell counters on stuff, so you could put it like on Royal Magical Library. That was the go-to back in the day, which caused this card to get banned. So you could just normal summon Library, and then you could have like another card or effect or something to get out Iron Knight, Gearfried, and Gearfried cannot be equipped. Like any kind of equipped card that you try to put on him, he destroys. And so you would have him on the field. You'd have your library on the field. You would equip it. You would activate Butterfly Dagger Elma and equip it to Gearfried. That would put 1 counter on library. Gearfried would destroy Elma, which would send Elma to the graveyard. Elma was now destroyed, so it was returned to your hand. And then you could just constantly do that. And then like every 3 times you activated Elma, you could draw a card. That's really what it was. You activate Elma 3 times, draw a card. Activate Elma 3 cards, draw a card. And because you're activating spell card after spell card after spell card, any other cards that you had on the field that allowed you to put counters on them would also get counters as well. And so because Elma was a way to cycle, just like a constant repeat, it had to get banned. But if you put a once per turn on it, then you cannot cycle it because you've already used the effect. So you can activate it once, it gets destroyed, sent to the graveyard, it returns to your hand. Hell, you could activate it again, and if it gets destroyed, it gets sent to the graveyard, and then you're done. You would have to then spend resources to get it back out of the graveyard to repeat this cycle on your next turn. So that would be resources that you're having to spend on that. Now, this kind of falls in the same category where you have Level Eater. If this card's in your graveyard, you can target a level 5 or higher monster you control, reduce its level by 1, and then special summon it. You can do this as many times as you want. As long as you have a monster with a high enough level for this effect to actually reduce the level by, that's all that matters. That is literally all that matters. And so this right here is like a target for Mass Driver. Now, granted, they didn't really use Mass Driver and Level Eater. They did it with frogs. But like that right there, that's it. You got, let's say you got like 2 large level, like level 10 monsters or something. Well, you know, that's 6 levels each that you can be reducing. Yeah, that would be like an easy, whatever 14 times 400 is. And that's just between Level Eater and 2 monsters. Like, there's all kinds of other kind of plays and combos and stuff that you would be able to do. Because, like, let's say you took those two low level 10 monsters, you lowered the levels down enough, you kept tributing Level Eater over and over. Now you have 2 level 4s. You could overlay them into something. You could link off. You could just keep making plays. But the fact is it's right here. Just tribute a monster, and Level Eater don't care. Tribute it as many times as you want. But yeah, I think it's more like proper erratas, and then like Cannon Soldier. I actually think Cannon Soldier and Amazoness Archer don't need erratas. I really don't. I think that if they are getting abused, there are other cards that are the problem, and then these cards are simply benefiting from it, is really what it is. Yeah, and like right now, like Block Dragon is banned, and Block Dragon and that Snake Eyes Flamebird Dragon are almost the exact same thing. They are almost identical. So right now, because Block Dragon is kind of stuck with just being like, it's Earth, and that's pretty generic. So it's like you have Earth and then you have Rock. So that leaves it a little bit more open compared to the Snake Eyes. Where you at? Yeah, right here. Yeah. So once again, like I was telling Tree, it's the same kind of problem where if anything was to get hit for Snake Eyes, it would have to be this card because it's a play starter. But it's also the future proofing, where for this card, you always have to keep in mind level 1 fire monsters, level 1 fire monsters, level 1 fire monsters. And right now, what we're looking at for level 1 fire monsters, we don't have like a ton of great options, especially for Master Duel. There are more that it kind of exist. But right now we have like a whole bunch of what I guess you would say is trash. But we have archetypes that actually work into it. Right now, Infernoble Knights work into it. We got some generic fire. You know, obviously generic fire. Flame Veil Guard. It's a tuner. And it's a dragon, so that works with cards of consonants. If Jurassic ever gets like an update or new support, that causes this card to be alive again. Volcanics actually have some level 1 fire monsters. I think they only have 2 at the moment, but they're also pretty good. So like that's a thing that they got to pay attention to. Right now it's just like Poplar, Hydrant, Salamander, Jet, Renaud. It's little things. It's little things. But that's something they have to always keep in mind whenever they start making more cards. Otherwise, the Snake Eyes is going to get banned as well. Bop, 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 bop. You got anything else for me, broski? Yeah, I'm actually, I am actually working on a script because I also do YouTube videos. I'm not really good at it, and I'm really slow because I suck at editing. If you want to, oh yeah, let me just go hit you with this. You can follow me on Twitter. I don't really use any other form of social media. I got a YouTube channel. I got a VODs channel, all that kind of stuff. It's all under the same name. I am working on a script for erratas and pretty much talking about this one particular subject right here, right now. And it's just like looking at a card, understanding what this card gets abused or why it is banned, and then how to fix it with as minimal impact to it as possible, because we don't want it to be turned into a fucking crush card virus. Because like crush card, I love this card. I fought for ages to actually get this, and I got so close to getting my hands on a one of the gold pack original prints. that were selling. They were like selling for like $300 a pop, and the card was limited. And used to, it was just you tribute a dark monster with 1,000 or lesser attack. You look at your opponent's field, you look at your opponent's hand, and all cards they draw for the following 3 turns, and you destroy every monster with more than with 1,500 or more attack, and that was it. That is all the card did. It was awesome. I loved it. And now it's just like, your opponent takes no damage until the end of their next turn after this card resolves. And also, you can look at your opponent's hand and all monsters they control. Okay, well, why are we preventing the damage? Why? None of the other ones have that effect. Okay, why? And then they can choose to destroy up to 3 cards from the randomly. No. Crush card was awesome, and they fucked it. They fucked it. Yeah, so I got a thing for that too. Oh yeah, and I love dual logs. Our little spider boy, great guy. I think he's a little too easily prone to panic attacks, but he's a good guy. I like him. Wait, do you know any cards similar to Lord of the Heavenly Prison? What do you mean similar? Because Lord of Heavenly Prison is pretty much, like, he's pretty unique in the fact that, like, how he operates, being like you reveal him in hand, then you just kind of leave him like that. So I don't know of any that are in that same kind of ballpark. I just know of cards that are, like, generically good that you can use by, like, sending them out of your hand or getting them onto the fields, stuff like that. And that would be, there's a dragon that is pretty good. And so when you say Heavenly Lord, this was like the first card I could think of. Yeah, right there. Fairy Dragon. You know, during your opponent's turn, whenever you take battle damage, you can special summon this card, and then you apply one of the effects. Like, it's not great, but I still think it's a good card, especially whenever, like, you're, like, going for game. If you can survive and then burn them for damage, then that is pretty good. Like a monster hand effect card that isn't just about negating. Okay. I think it's Rainbow Karibo? Karibo kind of fits that bill. When your opponent declares an attack, you can target the attack and then it can attack. And if it declares a direct attack and it's in the graveyard, you can special summon this card, banish it when it leaves the field. I don't know. I would say, like, for what Heavenly Lord does specifically, I think it is still pretty unique for that. So no, I don't know if there's going to be anything that's going to be in that kind of ballpark, just off of that kind of statement. No, fuck. All right, if I'm gonna be like messing around in here, I need to go ahead and start. I'll start doing this and get some of this shit disassembled. I'm gonna add on to that sweet dust. Yeah, we're gonna dismantle one of the fancy ones so I get at least an extra 5. I think 2 is gonna be good enough. Alright, well, if you're wanting a monster hand effect that isn't about negating, is there something you're looking for in more specifically? I'd love to make me some proper Earth machines. That would be awesome. I don't know, man. Kind of offhand, I can't really think of anything. Because I know, like, almost all of the hand traps are designed around negating of some sort. I know that there's this card, but I don't know if this card would actually be something that you would count as a hand trap. I mean, it doesn't really negate, but it kind of acts like how Nibiru is, where your opponent does so much or does something more more specific, and then you can just like drop this card and kind of hit their field. Yeah, I actually don't know how well this card will work against Snake Eyes. I know that this was like the perfect card against Kashtira, because like since Kashtira could pretty much respond to anything constantly with like 4 or 5 effects. I think this may also work pretty well against Labyrinth, so maybe I should start main decking it. Because if they start special summoning their monsters and then their monsters effects start kicking off, then that might help, but... Yeah, we got negate. We got... It's not so much a negate as much as it is a prevent, a floodgate. Because, you know, drawing Lockbird, you know, your opponent draws 1 card, drop it on them, then they're kind of fucked. Obviously, Max C, that's a negate. That's a negate. Ghost Reaper. Alright, Ghost Reaper does some shenanigans. I don't think this is a negate. If your opponent controls more monsters than you do, you can discard this card, reveal one card in your extra deck, then look at your opponent's extra deck. Also banish all cards in their extra deck with the same name as the revealed card. You can only use Ghost Reaper and Winter Cherries once per turn. Yeah, I think there's like also 2 traps. Grave Root or something like that. Under Root, Upper Root. They do something kind of similar. Spooky Dogwood. During either player's turn except the end phase, you can discard this card, apply this effect this turn. Each time your opponent special summons an effect monster during the main phase or battle phase, you gain life points equal to that monster's attack, and then if you didn't gain any life points, your life points are halved. I actually really like this card. One, I think the art is super cute. The only issue is that because you gain life points, there's not really any kind of deck that benefits from gaining a ridiculous amount of life points. So it's not really ever played. Yeah, a row mage is one thing, but a row mage also requires that your life points are higher than your opponent. And if you're going second, then it's still not going to help you. That's the big thing. Is like you would have to play a row mage, and then always go first, and then have that spooky dogwood in hand. Once if you can kind of get to that state, then you could get off with a lot of effects. But if you can't, then it's just going to be like a small slew of dead cards. Because I think that's like one of the bigger problems with a row mage is that your life points have to be higher. God. See? I just need to chop my left hand off. That's what it is. Okay. So we're going to start off with the 2 trap cards because no one really ever uses them. If you gain life points, awesome. If you control and your life points are at least 3,000 higher than your opponent's, you can pay life points equal to the difference, destroy. Alright, so at least that first part of the effect is if you gain life points, that's pretty cool. But the other one requires you to have way more. Ooh, Blessed Winds. Ooh, good. Blessed Winds looks like it's not shit. Send a plant from your hand to graveyard, gain 500. Target a plant in your graveyard, shuffle it, gain 500. Pay 1,000, special summon 1 from your graveyard. Alright, Blessed Winds is blessed indeed. Humid Wind, you can pay 1,000, add a 1 aroma. If your life points are lower than your opponent's, you can gain 500. Okay. Once per turn, you can gain 500. Also, monster control gain 500. Gain 1,000. Okay. Gardening. If you normal special summon aroma, gain 1,000. Declares an attack while your life points are lower. Okay, so that's pretty good. You can special summon. Alright. We don't need aroma jar. Alright. Kananaga. While your life points are higher than your opponent's, monsters your opponent controls lose 500 attack and defense. Once per turn, you gain life points. You can target a spell trap card your opponent controls, return it to the hand. Rosemary. If your life points are higher than your opponent's, if a plant monster you control attacks, your opponent cannot activate monster effects until the end of the damage step. Once per turn, if you gain life points, you can target a face-up monster on the field, change its battle position. Majorum. While your life points are higher than your opponent's, while you take no battle damage from attacks involving plant monsters. Yeah, so it's like all the monsters seem to have the if your life points are higher. While your life points are higher. While your life points are higher. Yeah, if the monsters all have like the effects that require your life points to be higher. I think that's the problem. If it was just simply like if you gain life point, if you gain life points by the effect of an Aromage monster, then this effect will always trigger. Nah, silly game. I wish it remembered your previous default locations because having it to default to middle after you already moved things is not middle. I tried making Sanctuary in the Sky a Aromage deck, but it failed. Yeah. Sanctuary in the Sky, that's also like fairy based though, and these are all plant girls, so there's already going to be a little bit of contradicting on that. I think the thing would be if you know, maybe like some of the better ones where it's like, hey, you know, you have to have more life points if you want this sweet draw. Like, okay, I can understand that, and at least the trap cards and the spell and trap cards, they're not limiting you as much. So that would help. Set up a slight little board, maybe try to get at least 1 floodgate in or something, and then drop a spooky dogwood on them. Yeah, but you kind of got me on that one. I don't really know of any. I don't. Actually, let me pull this program back up again. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you. Definitely go with EDO Pro. EDO Pro. Project Ignis. Their Discord. All that kind of shit. Get the program. The program is pretty cool. Matter of fact, I'm in the deck editor right now. And I'm doing the effect, seeing if they have a hand trap or anything like that. Draw, position, negate, special summon, ritual related, counter related. Piercing, negate, non-effect related, synchro, gamble, control, token. No, they don't really seem to have anything that separates that out. That might have been cool though. But you know, it is what it is. What the fuck is that thing? Pebble. Oh, G Golem. That's right, G Golem, because that's the one with the water rock and shit. Oh no, here it is. This is the Underroot. This is the Underroot one. Alright, if this card is in your hand, you can target one spell or trap card in each graveyard, banish them, and then if you do, special summon this card. You contribute this card to target one fusion, Synchro, XYZ, Link in either graveyard, banish that target, and if you do, special summon one monster from your graveyard with a different name, with a different card type, blah 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 blah, than the target. Yeah, Underroot. Absolute fucking boom. See, I just need to chop off my land head. Fuck that. Terra of the Underroot. The art is like awesome. It is so cool. The effect is kind of shit though. Target one card your opponent controls and one card in their graveyard. Send the card filled with graveyard. If you do, set the other one. This card has no business being an ultra rare fucking card. It has no reason. Super rare, maybe. You're doing the little flippy floppy. Maybe ultra rare if it's just one card in either player's graveyard, because it does say set. And then maybe I could see this being ultra rare if you could take like a shit monster from your graveyard or something. Because imagine, like, I know Sandgin and Witch of the Black Forest, they had an errata. They're not as good as they used to be. But if you had like one of those monsters in your graveyard, you hit Terror of the Overroot, you get rid of one of your opponent's monster, one card your opponent controls, and then you like set a Sandgin or something onto their field. Once it leaves their field, it goes to your graveyard. You would get the search off of that. And then I would say, okay, Terror of the Overroot would then be legitimately good. A little combo heavy, maybe a little situational, but way better. Target a card in your opponent controls and one card in their graveyard, and then you flippy floppy. Nah, fam. Not as it is. If they couldn't respond to it, or maybe it didn't target, then I could understand it. But it's like, oh, well, you target. Well, what if they don't have anything that can be targeted? And I say this because I did play the more protective route of the Makanko, so it's like, if I can get Wind Dancer and an equip on her, you can't target either one of them. So Terrors of the Overroot ain't gonna do shit. But I guess that's enough rambling from me. I think I'm gonna call it for tonight, and I should be back on tomorrow. I'm not 100 at the moment, so I don't want to be lying. I got some stuff that I'm supposed to be doing in the afternoon, so I should be back on for another evening stream. We'll probably play some more Master Duel just so I can get more stuff done on the Duel Cup. If I can learn me some Snake Eyes, I might actually craft a second copy of Flameberg Dragon and then just start trying to like actually get some stuff in so we can get some wins. Because like look at this. We still got like 23. Yeah, 23. We got like 23 spells. Like all of this normal and special summoning. We got to get at least 4 more wins, and we got all this. We got 7 days to do it, yeah. But I'm not going to be streaming this game for 7 days in a row. So I gotta find some way to make sure we get all that shit claimed. Oh, okay, good. Other than that, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Y'all have a good evening.